Headed home from the gym on the Onewheel. Getting better at this thing. This is the first time that I'm headed home. Ooh, a little wobbly, but we getting there. What you got there?
So the chances that it's gonna tip over one of those times,
What you got there?
pretty good. So it's less of a matter of carelessness.
Give me that.
Just like this is super
Come
versatile,
here.
small, light, easy to use, but it like does have a tendency to tip over.
Sit.
If you don't really take your time
Sit.
to set it up, I hope you now understand why the camera falls over
Okay.
so often.
So happy.
I didn't do that on purpose.
So happy. That Onewheel is a ton of fun, and I'm getting better at it. I still got a long way to go. Something exciting happened. My buddy, Chris Scavera, launched his app. It's right here. It's called Wellest. Haven't started it yet. Went through the opening menu, and I'm going to start it right now. So I went in through the app, looked through everything, and now I'm going to start my plan here. Get 2 weeks free. Let's see, learns about you. Plans your nutrition activity. Helps you execute your plan. Adapts to you and your progress. Helps you achieve your goals. Alright. Subscribe. Free trial started. Excited to start using it. I've used a bunch of other fitness apps in the past, nutrition apps, and I really haven't found them to be that great, but I mean, I've been around him while he's been working on this. He's in Chicago, but he comes down to Miami to visit me, and every time he's always up all hours of the night working on it, so I know he's been busting his ass on it, and I'm excited to start using it and give him some feedback. So, that's exciting. Another thing I want to talk about, this right here. How I got my patent by myself without paying a patent lawyer. And then you scroll down here. I've been told by everyone that patents are worthless and a waste of time, but there's always exceptions. I'll have to take a look at your book as well. We need to talk about this. So why is this here? Is this so I can brag that I got these expensive books and this law degree? I mean, I'm not gonna lie, maybe a little bit, because it was really hard and I'm really proud of this very expensive piece of paper right here. It is by far the most expensive piece of paper that I hope to ever buy in my life. This is more to make a point that I hope you don't go to Reddit to get your legal advice. And I'm not here to give you legal advice either. I'm just here to give you a piece of advice, just general advice. Getting a patent is not easy. You can definitely file it, I'm sure, in some form or fashion by yourself and get something that the United States Patent Office will allow. But there's an art to it. There's very much an art to it. Let me put you back down. I spent a lot of hours in law school and working at a patent and trademark firm to learn the art of drafting a patent. It's this book right here. It's Faber on Mechanics of Patent Claim Drafting. I've just about read this cover to cover. I only worked a year in a patent firm, and I only became, probably, if we're talking in jiu-jitsu terms, I'm still a white belt. I probably had another year or two to advance to blue belt, which would just be the second level. So for someone to say that they were able to file their own patent and this is how they did it, very dangerous. Because then there's a misunderstanding. And the next person on the comment said that they heard that patents are worthless. They're not worthless. But first, I want to go through exactly what intellectual property is, the different 4 areas, and what they cover. I'd like to welcome you all to the first class, Intellectual Property 101, with me, Professor Wes. So before I get into specifically patents in just a brief overview, let's go over to exactly what areas of intellectual property there are. First, patents. These are inventions. They're new, they're useful, and they're non-obvious. You can't take a pair of scissors and just make these red. Can't add a third finger and say, this is an invention. It's too obvious. Trademarks. See these everywhere. The McDonald's sign, Coca-Cola, this baby right here, the Apple logo. It's actually the only area of intellectual property that protects the consumers rather than the person that actually owns the mark. If I go to Best Buy and reach for this phone, I am confident that there are laws to protect me to state that this is not a fraudulent copy. It's an Apple product. Why? There's a trademark. Copyright. This is music. This is books. Anytime you create something, you can get a copyright on it. You can stop people from reproducing your work. Even software. Software is also copyright. Trade secrets. Sometimes you don't need to get a patent. Sometimes you don't want to get a patent, because with a patent, you disclose to the public what your invention is. If there's a good chance that no one could ever take your invention and figure it out, keep it a trade secret. Famous example, Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola recipe. I heard a rumor, I don't know if this is factual, that there's 2 people in the world that know the Coca-Cola recipe and they can never fly together, just in case that plane ever goes down. But it's a famous trade secret. No one knows the Coca-Cola recipe except for a select few. And they wouldn't patent this because then you'll have to reveal the composition. So that's trade secret. Thank you for attending my class. That's the very fast crash course in the different areas of intellectual property. Why is it so bad to write your own patent? They're complicated. They're pages and pages and pages. They're like something that you've never ever read before. Allow me to read. What is claimed is a board including first and second deck portions formed of a single physical piece of material, and each covered with non-slip material, and an opening for receiving a wheel assembly including a tire between the first and second deck. A battery management system configured to prevent the battery of the motor. Does that make any sense to you? What I read? Probably not. But I can show you exactly what I just read. This right here is the Onewheel. And what I just read was the patent for the Onewheel. Now, to me, as someone who's even drafted patents, it sounds like a bunch of gibberish. So can you write your own patent without all the education and experience? Sure. Should you? Good luck. That's all I can say. On to the next thing, the comment. About patents being worthless. Now you got your invention. You filed your patent. You're under the impression that it's completely worthless. You're Kyle Dirksen. You just spent 8 years developing your prototype. You got your patent. And you're headed to the 2016 Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. So you show up on the show, and all of a sudden you see something. And you're like, wow. This Chinese company showed up with a product that looks a lot like mine. Well, what do? What would you do if you didn't have a patent? Not much you can do. But Future Motion did have a patent. So what did they do? Let's call the U.S. Marshals. U.S. Marshals come in, get an order. They get a temporary restraining order because they have a patent. And off that company goes off the show floor. But why is that important? At the time, Future Motion was only 2 years removed from their Kickstarter campaign, in which they got enough money to manufacture this product. any competitor that would be taking market share away from them would be highly valuable at that time. And patents serve the purpose of allowing the actual inventor time to get a competitive advantage because they deserve it. That's why patents are important, and that's why they're not worthless. Article 1, Section 8, Clause 8 of the United States Constitution grants Congress the enumerated power to promote the progress of science and useful arts by securing for limited times to authors and inventors the exclusive right to their respective writings and discoveries. That is so important, and there's a reason why the United States is such a superpower and such an innovative country. It's because we do allow inventors and artists to capitalize off of their inventions and creative works and to openly share that thing, because the worry is that people keep these things to themselves. So in conclusion, a couple of things. One wheels are awesome. I'm going to try to do I want to start doing tech reviews, but from an intellectual property standpoint, what exactly inventive concepts of these products that are coming out are. And then second, maybe Reddit isn't the best place for intellectual property advice, or probably advice in general. There's some good stuff on there, but you should be able to Google a local IP attorney, a local patent attorney, trademark attorney, and get some free advice. They should be openly willing. And I'm going to continue sharing some of the expensive education I got and actually no longer use because I don't practice law. There's some good stuff in here that I like to share. So that's what I'm going to do as well, along with all the other vlogging that I'm doing. Welcome to the world of intellectual property and all of its glory and value. Was that good? No?